Greetings everyone, Ray Landis here with another review on an instrument that I really like but have encountered some, I would call, serious issues with. Not that can't be fixed, but that would definitely be of concern for someone who doesn't do their own setup and repair, or any work on a guitar. This guitar is a Squier Classic Vibe 50's Telecaster. And as you know, it's got the gloss neck, whereas the anniversary one has the matte neck. But this guitar, I've already started to do some modifications to it. You'll probably notice right away that the pick guard is different. This pick guard is one that I ordered from Stratosphere off of eBay. They've got some really good guitar parts. It's a standard 5-screw pick guard, but it did not have the holes for the pickup. I had to drill those. So I think this adds a really nice flair to it. So just to kind of backtrack a little bit, this guitar I ordered directly from Fender.com. I got a really great cyber deal. They sent me an email. It was like 20 or 25% off. So it was these were originally their $429. I think that's the main price they sell them at. This one I got for like $340, maybe $342 or something like that. This guitar is one that I wanted, and I jumped at the deal because this one it's like a blue. They call it Sonic Blue, but a lot of people tell me that it kind of looks like it has a little bit of a green tint to it, and it's very subtle. Now, of course, I'm colorblind, so to me it almost looks white, but it's supposed to be blue. So that part I like a lot. So the issues, the problems that I had with it, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I actually cut my finger on the frets. The frets are quite sharp. In fact, there's one like right here between the third and fifth. It's like actually the 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth fret. That one is just so sharp, and that's how I cut my finger. I think that's a problem, especially for somebody who doesn't know how to fix those types of issues. And I haven't worked on the neck yet. I'm going to. I've ordered a couple other parts. That was one issue. The other issue is this switch. This is the switch that it came with. And these, some people say they're okay, but it just doesn't feel good. It just has like a flimsy, poppy, like just an uncomfortable feel to it. So I went ahead and replaced that with a nice Fender switch, and you can see if you look down in the groove there, it's got the brass colored metal, and it really works nice now. To my surprise, when I opened up the control plate, I went behind the control plate, the pots were full-size pots. They weren't the greatest, but there's nothing wrong with them, so I kept those. And then I went ahead and I changed out the knobs. Now, the knobs that came on this guitar, they were flat on the top, and I thought that was a little, it looked a little squared off, so I didn't really like that too much. So I went ahead and ordered some new knobs, and these are actually Fender knobs that are like the reissue from the 60s, and I installed those with that new switch, and now that control plate and everything feels a lot better. I may later take that control plate off and put another control plate on there that has like the angled slot for the switch, but overall it's a lot better with that modification. So the bridge is not very good. It's unbranded. It's probably some manufactured as an off brand of some sort, because of course Fender is having these made in Indonesia, and those are steel saddles and they're not compensated. So I've ordered a couple of different bridges. I'm either going to put one on there that has compensated saddles made out of brass, or I want to put the 6 individual brass saddles. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I ordered both. I'm going to look at them. But if you notice at the back of the bridge, there are no holes for top loading your strings. This guitar feels relatively good when you play it. The neck is really nice. It's going to be better once I work on it. One of my main concerns with that neck is I want to roll the fingerboard edges, but it's a gloss neck, so I don't want to ruin that look. But at the same time, that neck's got to be, those edges have to be rolled. But the bridge, I'm going to replace that so that I can top load. And what I was going to say is that this guitar feels kind of tight. It has like a really it feels okay to play, but it's not as intuitive as I would like it to be. And I've heard when you top load strings on a Telecaster, sometimes you get more of a slinky feel, and that slinky feel may be what I'm looking for. I've never actually done it that way, intentionally. I've played them before with the top load, but I think that might, from what I'm hearing, might be the answer. The other complaint about this guitar is that neck pickup. All the reviews that I listened to on YouTube talked about that neck pickup, and it is in fact very dark and muddy. I've taken that pickup out, and I ordered from another company on eBay. They're an authorized Fender dealer. That is a 62 reissue neck pickup, and I got to tell you, if you're going to change the pickups in this, you really only need to change the neck pickup. The neck pickup is the one that's the weak point. If you change out this pickup and get a nice switch, you're going to have a really nice experience on this guitar, because it sounds so nice with this stock bridge pickup and a changed out neck pickup. You can pick anything that you want. There's tons of replacements. I ordered an actual Fender 62 reissue pickup, and it sounds wonderful. The pick guard was a 1-ply. I don't really like the 1-ply pick guards, but to each his own. I think having that little black border going around the outside of the 3-ply pick guard really adds a little dimension to it. And of course, with that pearlized pick guard, it adds another really nice flair to it. So this guitar has potential. I do appreciate all the reviews that I've watched on this, and a lot of people give it really high marks, and I think it deserves those high marks, but there are some issues with it. This neck is going to have to be worked on, because now I'm with that finger cut. That's going to be a day or two before I can get back playing again. It's sore. It hurts. For a guitar player, that's where all your feeling is in your fingers. So another weak point of this guitar is that the nut, even though it's bone, is very sharp on the edges. So when I do the neck, I'm going to have to work on that. The nut it's just the plastic itself. I'm sure if you hit that the right way, that could cut you. And the tuning machines, they're okay. I find myself tuning a lot. I like to have my guitar in really good tune, and I despise when I strum a chord, especially an open chord, and it sounds like it's really like sour and off. So the machine heads, you can get by with those. I think eventually that might be something that I would change out as well. That that can go later. I I think there's other things that you should do to this guitar first to make it better. And number one is work on that neck. That neck is going to need. Now it's a nice neck in the way that it feels in your hand, but it does have these sharp edges that make it hard. It kind of like makes you cautious when you're playing. You don't want to get cut. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else about this guitar. It's got a nice little back plate on it that says Squier. The strap buttons look really nice. They don't look like they need to be changed out. Both of those are really in good shape. The finish of the guitar, you can see, is very nice. Just very nice overall. But yeah, I want to take care of those things and get this thing up to par, because ultimately I think it does have really good bones. The guitar itself is foundationally really good. I think that it's fairly true to the vintage specs. The neck is a 9.5-inch radius. I think the original was a 7. It does have the truss rod adjustment here at the headstock as opposed to down here at the heel, because that's the way that the originals used to have it. So yeah, the price is right. As a modding platform, it's right. It just has to have a few things. There's one other thing I was thinking of that I thought I would mention, is that the nut, even though I mentioned to you already that it was sharp here, the nut would need to be carved. If you don't know how to carve your own guitar nut, that's something that you definitely would want to do, because the string height at this first fret approaches 30 thousandths of an inch. I like mine to be between 10 and 15. And it's okay if it's a little bit over 15. You sometimes have trouble getting them all exactly the same, but I like this to be in the neighborhood of 10 to 15, so that when you press down on the strings in the open chords, you don't squeeze the chord out of tune. I don't like that when that happens. And then the other part would be the string height here at the 12th fret, and I like that to be somewhere, give or take, around 65 thousandths of an inch. And I use the StuMac little adjustment gauge where you put it on the fret. It has a little groove. You put it over top the fret, and then you zero it and you push it down. It tells you exactly what it is. So then you can really work with the string height. Now again, these 3 saddles makes it a little challenging to get it in perfect intonation, and that's the reason I'm going to change that out. But I hope this answers a lot of your questions. Say, I'm not a professional guitar player. I used to play in bands years ago, but I've just retired to play at home. I like doing that. I do a little recording, a little bit. I got some other guitars back there that I use, and I thought this would be a good way to show and expose some of the needed areas of attention on a Squier Classic Vibe 50s Telecaster. And one last thing about the color, this, I hadn't seen this color before. When Fender sent me that email about the cyber deal, it was kind of an answer to prayer, because I wanted to get one. I didn't want to pay $429, and I wasn't finding any really good sales. But when I got that, because I usually buy from Sweetwater, when I got that, I was like, oh wow, look, they got a blue one. So I ordered the blue one because I like blue guitars. You can probably tell back there I've got a couple blue and a couple more blue ones up there. So that green one's my wife's. But yeah, I like blue, and here we go. I got a blue Classic Vibe. So blessings to you all. If you like this video, please subscribe. Hit the like button, leave me a comment. I try to get back to everybody that I can, and I appreciate all your support, and I'll make some more of these videos. Hopefully that will help you or someone be able to make a choice about a guitar. I really do ultimately like this, but there's some issues, and if you're able to get those taken care of, you're going to have yourself a nice Telecaster. So blessings to you all, and we'll see you next time.